Not even going to make you wait on this video. I got it up. The Carolina Panthers have added Justin Houston. And this is good news, but we are going to talk in this video about a few different things. We are going to talk about one, why they signed him, two, how he fits on this defense, and three, what it signals for the future of this team. You don't add veteran players, 34-year-old players like Justin Houston. I think he's 34 without a plan in place. You don't just go get guys for no reason. And so first, what we want to start with is what are the Carolina Panthers getting in Justin Houston? He's 34 years old. He's bounced around the AFC the past few seasons with the Ravens, with the Colts, after 8 fantastic years with the Chiefs. All right, but he's not done either. All right, he's not what he was when he was a Chief. Obviously, he's 34 years old. He's 34 years old. But last year in Baltimore in 2022, he racked up 9.5 sacks. All right, so he's still able to contribute on a playoff roster, as the Ravens were. He also had 27 tackles, 7 of which went for a loss. So that's 16.5 sacks/tackles for losses. He is disruptive. Once a game, he created a loss yardage play. All right, so I would say it's a little surprising that the dude even got to the market at this point. I think it's amazing. But then you have to look at what the other pieces are. And I think that's one of the things that this article did such a good job of on Panthers.com. All right, here's what we knew. We knew you had Brian Burns. Okay. And Brian Burns is a good player. He had a good pass rush grade on PFF. According to PFF, it was a 71.3, but he does something else better. And that is, believe it or not, his coverage grade. So you want to be able to stand him up on the outside, and you want him to be able to, who knows, do what? Rush the passer, drop back in coverage. You want him to be very, very multiple in the way he's doing things. All right. That's what you want him to be able to do. All right. He has 38 sacks in his first 4 seasons. He's coming off 2 straight Pro Bowls. He's only 25 years old. But do you want him just consistently rushing the passer? All right. And here's what it says: without a known commodity on the other side, we're likely going to have to adjust on the fly. This is what Avero said to make his scheme work. You need 2 players. And this article talks about how it could come from a committee. You might have to use Marquise Haynes Sr., but he's sidelined with a back issue. People, back issues are real. You don't know how long that is going to last. All right. Luvo was fantastic last year. He set single season career highs. Here it says 111 tackles, 19 for loss, 7 sacks. He's capable of doing a lot of things, but he can make an impact in a lot of different places. So let's see, where can he make an impact? If you look at PFF, first off, he's too small, obviously, to consistently play the edge. You know that about him. All right. He lined up in the box 550 times last year. He lined up on the D line 300 times. 300 times. His coverage grade, not great. Where he excels, his pass rush grade's good. It's 72. He excels in run defense. He had a 90.1 run defensive grade, which was 3rd out of all linebackers in the NFL. So this move about signing Houston, and we'll go back to this article, this move about signing Houston isn't just about getting an edge rusher, because you can be like, well, Luvo can rush the passer, Burns can rush the passer, Marquise Haynes can rush the passer, even Shaq Thompson a little bit, Yader Gross Matos, kinda. Okay, this is about putting other people where their strength is. Just because Frankie Luvo can rush the passer at an effective rate doesn't mean he's not elite somewhere else. And he is better in the box as a stack linebacker. That's where they played 65% of his snaps. And that was when they needed pass rushing last year. All right. Frank Reich described him as the steal of the century. We know that they like him. He's a good player. Then you have other guys like Jeremy Chin, who is a fantastic player. But what this allows him to do is solely play the slot and to play safety if he needs to. This is a good thing. All right. So here's what the DC said. He said, we need somebody to step up. That's a fact. All right. And we just need to continue to push guys toward it. So he knew. He was asked about the potential reinforcements from outside the roster prior to the addition of Houston, and there was an underlying message. All right. Let's read what he had to say. He said, we feel good about where our guys are right now. Good coach speak. We love our roster, especially at that position. And there's going to be great competition for that spot. And it's not just going to be one guy. In other words, we don't have the guy. There's going to be competition. We hope somebody steps up, but what if somebody doesn't? You just can't have two rushers in this league. You have to have multiple guys that could get the job done. We feel good about where the guys are going, though. So now here's what they have. They now have multiple guys that can get the job done. If you want Luvo to rush the passer, let him rush the passer. If you want it to be Burns, if you want it to be Houston, let it be all of them. Go for it. All right, go for it. All right, it's probably not going to be Shaq Thompson. He can do it from blitz, things like that. He never plays on the defensive line. He's another guy with phenomenal run defense. Phenomenal run defense. When you look deeper into this roster, there weren't a lot of guys. So here's what it tells me about where the Panthers are going and what their future is for this team. You don't go out and just sign a former Pro Bowler, a 34-year-old guy that still has some juice in order to rush the passer if you're not trying to win now. It just doesn't make sense. You would have brought him in earlier, and they get him at a good price. Like I had read $7 million. Okay, 1 year. Thank you. No problem. Do I think this symbolizes a win now mentality? I absolutely do. But at the very least, it's helping these young guys get to see how a vet, a Pro Bowler, I'm not going to say necessarily future Hall of Famer, right? But man, oh man, is he good. Man, is he good. And he has had such a good career. So, bringing him in, being able to see it, adds to the team now, and it helps these young guys be like, you want to know how to do this? Do that. You always hear coaches talking about it. Who's that one player on the team at each position where they can just be like, if you want to do it right, you look to this guy. He can be that guy. Burns can be that guy. So can Justin Houston. It's nice to have some veteran leadership in there just to see how things are done. And he was on some darn good teams with the Chiefs. So, all right, that's what I got for you. This is a good signing for the Panthers. Why not? If you're in a weak NFC South, go for it. Go for it. And Bryce Young is showing that he can be the quarterback for it. It's much-watched TV for the preseason. He's starting, y'all. Make sure you watch it. We're going to talk about it. All right, we'll see you on the next one.